Hi, this is Thunder E from BorderWork.com and welcome to our battle video. And today's battle is between the two the two smartphones 5 inches and above. What you have here is the Droid DNA and the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. So we're going to find out which is the best smartphone on the market, especially on the Verizon network. If you're a Verizon user, pay attention to this battle. So let's look at our first device, the Droid DNA. So the DNA is the first device to have a 5-inch 1080p display. This is a Super AMOLED. This is a Super LCD3 display, not AMOLED. You can see it's 1080p. You've also got a 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera, records at 1080p. A rear camera is 8 megapixel, records at 1080p also. You've also got 16 gigabytes of inbuilt storage, not expandable by micro SD. You also have a battery that's not removable. This has wireless charging, so you can use a wireless charging plate, drop it on top, and you can charge your device. Super light. That's pretty much it on the hardware specs of this device, 4G LTE device on the Verizon network. Now here we have the Galaxy Note 2. Now this is not the specific Verizon version, but same device all across the board. You have a 5.5-inch display. That's 720p display, a Super AMOLED HD display, 5.5 inches from Samsung. There you have it. You also have a 1.9 megapixel front-facing camera, an 8 megapixel rear camera. You've got 16 gigabytes of inbuilt storage that is expandable via micro SD. You've got also you can replace the battery on this. This also comes with the S Pen, which allows you to free write, as you can see there, but I can do that with a pen with more finesse. That is pretty much it on the devices. So let's take a look at the first segment and one of the most important segments of both devices, who has the better display. So we're going to unlock both devices, and you can see. So this has the Super AMOLED HD display, 720p. This is a 1080p display on the Droid DNA. In terms of displays, I would say the clear winner here is the Droid DNA, and for a couple of reasons. Not just because it's a 1080 display, it's actually much brighter and much richer in color text. I know you can't really see that off the screen, but you can see that the reds of the Superman costume look very rich, very clear. There's a little washout on the AMOLED display. Also, out in sunlight, you can actually see much better with the 1080p display of the Droid DNA than you can with the 720p display of the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. So the winner here is a Droid DNA. Now, in terms of storage, both of them have 16 gigabytes of inbuilt storage. This is a very quick one, but the Galaxy Note 2 comes with expandable storage, so you can add a micro SD card here. This you can. So the clear winner here is the Galaxy Note 2. Now, in terms of design build and comfort, it's a kind of long segment we're going to add into this, is the Droid DNA is a 5-inch device. You can see it's a slender 5-inch device. It's not wide, so it's got a slender aspect ratio. It's much easier to navigate. Also, the device is very light for a 5-inch device overall. Feels comfortable, feels more like a cell phone or a smartphone in your hands. In comparison, the Galaxy Note 2 is much wider. It's a 5.5-inch device. You can see it takes a wider frame, much larger. Kind of have to navigate with your hands, one hand in precarious fashion. So the winner here, and you can see design-wise, you can see the design accents. The DNA has a much slicker feel to it. I give that to the Droid DNA. I think the DNA is just a more slicker, lighter, and more comfortable and easy device to use as a consumer. So on device-wise, there you have it. I think the Droid DNA wins in that department. In terms of camera, both of them have 1080p cameras. Both have 1080p rear cameras. The DNA, now this is where I'm going to break it down a little bit. The Droid DNA wins on the front-facing camera. It records at 1080p and actually gives you a wide aspect ratio in viewing yourself or others if you're trying to take self-portraits. In terms of the rear camera, I think it's actually a close tie. A slight edge to the Galaxy Note because the Galaxy Note has more features in the camera. So overall, with cameras, I say this is pretty much a tie, just because on the front-facing camera, the DNA wins, and the rear camera, it's just a slight edge given to the Galaxy Note. So on cameras, both of them I tie. In terms of camera quality, they're pretty much around the same camera quality for both devices on there. In terms of battery life, both have pretty decent battery life. The Galaxy Note edges out a little bit more because he has a bigger battery. He's got that 31 milliamp battery. This doesn't. This I believe has 18 or 2100 milliamp battery. So in battery life, the Galaxy Note edges out slightly over the Droid DNA. In terms of operating use and feel, I'm just going to give this a toss-up. I would say it's all user preference point. Some people, of course, will like what TouchWiz does. Some people like what Sense does. So it's still Android 4.1, and it both run very well because they both have quad-core processors, and they have 2 gigs of RAM. So it's very fluid, very fluid, very smooth operating system. So on both levels, both are a tie is when it comes to operating system and also use, if you will. It's all user preference. So I'm not going to pick one on what I like, because that all depends on what phone I'm using at this point in time. Then finally, I think this will be the tiebreaker here, is extra features on the device. And one of the coolest extra features here is you have wireless charging. There's wireless charging on the Droid DNA. It's built in. You can charge with any third-party wireless charging pad. You don't have that feature here on the Galaxy Note 2. So the Droid DNA wins on extra features with wireless charging. Overall, both are very solid devices, and I think it's been a close race, but I think the winner here is the Droid DNA. I know some of you are probably wondering, wow, you know, the Galaxy Note finally lost the battle, but the Droid DNA is a solid device. What you have here is a device that has a wonderful display. You know, some people would say, oh, I can't see 1080p, that's just crap. It's not that, it's the fact that it actually is much brighter and sharper display. You also have the wireless charging. It does have some downfalls, but overall, as a package, feel, comfort, what's been loaded into the device, as well as just performance, the Droid DNA wins. Galaxy Note was a very good competitor, but in this battle, the winner is the Droid DNA. So if you guys have any questions or any comments, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to all our pages on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. It's all Border Work with 2 O's. So this is Thunder E saying thank you and always enjoy entertainment.